And today we have Laurie's Tomb Kings versus JJ's very own Dwarfs.
He's just taking so much damage. Yeah, Laurie's just pounced all over my backline with his Tomb Scorpion, Shabby, War Sphinx. I was watching Cetra and I was just like, can I just get like a lucky cannonball shot? And actually just bring him down to under 300 health there.
It's eaten in. So the Slayers have got to the Tomb Scorpion here. And you can see the Tomb Scorpion's health has gone down. Hammer of Karak Draz has also debuffed it slightly. His health is going down. You might be able to take out the Tomb Scorpion.
So very well played to Laurie this game, I have to say. He picked apart the Dwarven force.
Second semi-final, this is to determine who will face Laurie in our grand final. We have Alex's Vampire Counts versus JJ's Dwarves. Hellbats are not going to have a great time against Slayers, I imagine. Always bigger to say one of your greatest strengths. Dwarves in general and yourself, picking out the Lord, there he goes. Nothing you can do about it. That will be an absolute shock to the Vampire Counts' morale. Oh, that's a shame. So even though those elite units were starting to get in the back, it was too little too late. There we go. Well played, JJ. Well played. Final lined up. It's Laurie versus JJ. A rematch.
Revenge shall be mine.
Hello, Internet. I am the Fawns270, and welcome to the grand final of the steamed Warhams Open Championships. I'm here with Grudgebaiter JJ number 10.
It's me.
It's him in the left corner, and in the right corner, it is Laurie with his Tomb Kings. He's not here to say something, but is probably what he would say. So yeah, we're here. We've made it. We're in the grand final. As I said already, we have some Tomb Kings, we have some Dwarves. We're going to smash them together. Two very high-level players are going to click some buttons, and we're going to determine a winner. So, let's see what Laurie is bringing today. He's got 2 units of Skeleton Spearmen, backed up by 4 units of Tomb Guard. Behind them, he's got 3 units of Ushabti. He's got a Kemrian War Sphinx, and he's got Arkhan the Black. So this is very similar to his last match against JJ, but he has switched Cetra the Imperishable for Arkhan the Black. Can't imagine why. Turned out Cetra was extremely perishable last game, unfortunately.
He was, he really was.
So he subbed him out for Arkhan the Black. He's also done a wee switch here. I'm not exactly sure. I think there's some weird funds equation going on, but he's managed to get an extra unit of Tomb Guard for the sake of a unit of normal skeletons. So he's going with Spearmen there, so there's a slight twitch around there. But he's still got some carry-ons carrying on the right flank. In this very back right corner, he's got more carry-ons carrying on as they do. And then in the very back middle here, in a very sneaky position, he's got my favourite little beastie, the Tomb Scorpion. Look at this little rat. This little boy. Look at his boy with his coffin in the back. It's so creepy. Awesome. Yeah, so obviously this was one of our semi-final matchups, and Laurie's come out on top because got a similar list here today. So, JJ, what have you changed? What have you you lost the last time. It's up to you to change something here. How are you going to stop these skellies?
Right. I believe in Belegar Ironhammer, and he believes in me. So we're going to get this name scratched out of the grudge book. I have adjusted my list accordingly to the last game because there's a lot that could have went better for me. So I've got 2 units of Dwarf Warriors in the front line alongside a unit of Longbeards. They are just there to give the leadership buff and be tanky as heck. A unit of miners with blasting charges, trying to get them onto some Tomb Guard or whatever. 2 units of Thunderers. I like that armor piercing missiles to take out things like the Kemrian War Sphinx and Ushabti. Got the Tomb Scorpion, as we've just seen, hiding in the back. Already mentioned Belegar and Hammer leading the charge. I've got the normal Runesmith again, the non-ancestor version.
Whatever we call that.
Yeah, whatever we call
Answers
that. It's just a bit cheaper.
Answers on a postcard, please.
We got a unit of Iron Drakes with the Trollhammer torpedoes. They worked well for me last game. I've also got a unit of Slayers with Gotrek hiding in this wood here. And then have a unit of Dragonback Slayers hiding in the back here. And 1 cannon. So, and then we also got a dwarf warriors with great weapons in the back. So how about we get into this, Martin, and see how it starts?
Let's see. Let's get this grand final underway. Bam, we are playing. Okay, 6. So I want to say, what was your plan here? I take it was to defend.
It was. So my army has changed quite a bit. I have a lot more anti-large, which is massive against the Tomb Kings, especially the way Laurie plays it. I've assumed he was going to play a similar sort of version of the army, which is like a lot of constructs charging into the back of my lines, charging through my lines if he can. So I've got my man Gotrek, 2 units of Slayers, Trollhammer torpedoes, all for anti-large, and I've went in this corner just because it's the sort of most space I could get around me to shoot him. And I'm just going to be, that's it. I'm just going to be sort of having my front line try and deal with all the Tomb Guard and the Skeleton Spearmen, use the Runesmith to buff them up, and then just deal with all the nonsense that's pouncing about my back lines with my Slayers, etc. Speaking
of nonsense, it looks like the Tomb Scorpion's on the hunt. He just spotted the Forest Dwarves there. Some of them at least. I don't know if he spotted the Dragonback Slayers yet. Oh no, the Thunders open up on the Carrions though, and that's a huge chunk of damage. Almost immediately they're broken into a rout. Thinking about it at least, that is absolutely brutal. And it looks like your Slayers have spotted the Tomb Scorpion here. The Tomb Scorpion's
get it, get it. That thing actually pounded me last game.
So much. Oh, so
I don't want that doing anything.
Laurie's actually sacrificed the Carrion here just to try and get a little bit of initial damage on the Dragonback. I think it's to distract them from the Tomb Scorpion as well. Shame on the Carrions, but I think he just, you didn't have the gyrocopters this time. There was nothing they were really needed for say. I think he maybe could have done with interrupting the cannon for a little bit more, but that's what he's going with. The 2 front lines are about to meet here. You've managed to get your satchel charges over a unit of skeletons and into the Tomb Guard again. A big slow coming down from Laurie. Is that? I'm not sure what that spell is actually.
I think it's Arkhan the Black's physical resist, buffs his guys, makes them.
Oh, physical resist. Okay, so that got down as the blasting charges came out. So that's impressive. Yeah. Okay.
I believe Laurie used the Carrion to try and block off my Slayers from killing the Tomb Scorpion. But the Tomb Scorpion does seem to be coming back and trying to deal with the Slayers, which I can't suggest that's a good shout. Tomb Scorpion is anti-infantry and a beast of a thing, but the Slayers are who I want to fight that.
Yeah, if Slayers are anti-large, they'll do the work on it. So he does have some extra units on the right here. These Tomb Guard are going to have a good flanking opportunity here because his line is so much wider than yours. But the Ushabti have piled into the front line here, so it looks like he is doing a kind of front to back here. He has ploughed a lot of his strong units into the front line, but here some Ushabti have gone into your Thunderers, right next to your cannons as well, and the Tomb Scorpion with a big charge into the back of your Iron Drakes as well. So again, his constructs are getting in the back line and they're doing the work here. It's going to be up to you to kind of get your Slayers and your Thunderers on the rear range here to try and get some damage down. Arkhan the Black helping out with some Dwarf Warriors. The War Sphinx is charged through on Belegar as well. Just absolute disrespect there. Just walked through Belegar and into the back line. Also heading for the cannons. A big physical resist barrier going down again by the looks of it. And yeah, these Thunderers, this cannon crew are in trouble here, but the Dragonback Slayers are on the way. The other Slayers are currently fighting the Tomb Scorpion, which is down to half health. Gotrek and the Slayers have gotten onto that. The Tomb Scorpion's doing its best to burrow around and cause shenanigans, but it's taking a lot of damage. It's going down really quickly.
Yeah.
These Tomb
That's exactly where I wanted that Tomb Scorpion to be. That's the trade I want, the Tomb Scorpion to fight against Gotrek and the Slayers. And now I've brought the Dragonback Slayers over to try and deal with the Ushabti and War Sphinx that are prancing around my black lines.
We said this last game where you only had the 1 unit of Slayers, and it's like the difference 2 units of Slayers would make here is something we pointed out, and we can see that firsthand. The War Sphinx has already been kind of seen off. The Tomb Scorpion's dead, and there's still some Ushabti back here, but they're large as well. The Slayers are going to have an okay time here. Cannon crew's still alive, I think. Oh, not a lot of them. 13 of them, making a bit. They could realistically get back on the cannons if these Ushabti are seen off. Thunder's back, and Arkhan the Black's making a beeline here. Same with the War Sphinx, doing what they can in this backline, try and stir things up. But again, a lot of skeletons in the front line winning. There's not a lot of Dwarf Warriors left standing, so it is going to be up to these backline units, these squishier units, to kind of kite around the large amount of skeletons are going to be coming through here.
Does have Tomb Guard into the back of my Dragonback Slayers as well, which is exactly what I don't want to be fighting. But I do have Belegar there to give everyone buffs like charge defense, etc. So they should be able to rip down this War Sphinx now because he's so low.
The War Sphinx
I've
will
got the
be going
Thunderer
down.
shooting as well.
Yeah, the Thunderer's got some shots off as well. Yeah, there he goes. So it's down to the Tomb Guard here. So as you see, the Tomb Guard are pretty good against Slayers. It's a good matchup for Laurie. But there's also a bunch of Dwarf Warriors with great weapons here. It is also Belegar. And it looks like more Slayers are coming in the back. So these Tomb Kings alone will not be enough by any stretch of the imagination. He's got a unit of Skeletons have spawned to interrupt the Iron Drakes here as well. And a unit of Thunderers. It's a very efficient placement of these Skeleton Warriors. They've interrupted Thunderers and Iron Drake Torpedoes there. But you've got other Thunderers over here that have lined up for their firing line. So there is shots going down. There's a lot of Skeletons breaking to the front though. And yeah, it's this front-back situation. It looks like all of Laurie's sort of big units have kind of fallen. There's still a few Shabty going, but a lot of your front line's gone. Yeah, so yeah, this is still close, very balanced. Tier 3 popped heal for the Tomb Kings, and that's going to be a free unit with Shabty popping down somewhere. Keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, he's so essentially my plan has been going well so far because I just need to take out things like the War Sphinx and the Tomb Scorpion, which I have. Because as we've seen in the last game, those were the things that were alive at the end of the game and just annihilating my army. So my hope is that if I can deal with the two massive damage dealers, the Dwarfs are very they're very like tough units, and hopefully I can just grind out the rest of the army.
Dwarfs are fighty, but a lot of Skeletons. Yeah, Laurie actually had time to form a decent line here, and he's coming in now. He's got Tomb Guard on the Slayers again, as you say, not the best for you. He's got Skeleton Spearmen coming in on the rest of the Dwarves, and he's still got 2 units of Tomb Guard here. There's still like 250 Tomb Guard here, all pretty healthy running into the Dwarves. So there's a lot of Skeletons still to deal with, and they're not just Chod Skeletons either. Full health unit with Shabty over here. They are the summoned with Shabty, so they might not last the entire battle. But the Iron Drakes are looking really low, and just the normal Slayers are down about half health. Mortar Shabty here coming in for the flank, going to try and break some of these routing Longbeards. But there are Thunderers over there still in this battle, very much so.
Laurie's summons have been very well placed this game, like the Shabty into the Iron Drakes, making use of their anti-infantry and armor piercing, and also that unit of Skeleton Warriors stopping the Thunderers and Iron Drakes earlier as well, so I'll have to hats off to him about that one.
Hats off to him, good placement. Yeah, we've got Tomb Guard fighting Thunderers here. It should be Tomb Guard favoured, you think. But this is where the ball's happening here, and as we've said before, you end up with a ball of Dwarves. Your Runesmith is not alive anymore, I don't think, is he? So
he's standing behind the Thunderers. I don't really want the Thunderers fighting the Tomb Guard, but so they're just sort of trying to deal with that. They've got the Runesmith to buff them a bit. Yeah, I think they're going to run away. Yeah, I do actually run away from that engagement. I'm like, I don't want any fighting.
Yeah, and the Tomb Guard don't chase. That's pretty big, because those Tomb Guard could wipe out those Thunderers, but they haven't done so. It looks like there's a small misplay by Laurie here. That's very sad to see in a final of all places. Is that more Skeleton Warriors coming up here just to tie up Slayers and Gotrek? That's not, that's not the game-deciding fight that Gotrek wants to be a part of, really. But they should cut through those without too much bother, but it will slow them down, get into the units that matter. Where's Arkhan? Arkhan is trying to run away the Iron Drakes at this point. It feels like I think of him as like this eccentric football coach at this point, trying to run round and keep all these Skellies in line. He's trying to give orders. Because anytime the Skellies are left alone, their morale starts going in a way. We're getting late into this battle. He's already had all his passive heals. He's not going to get any more. The balance of power is still in the middle. And as we say, we've got Gotrek, we've got Belegar, we've got Slayers, we've got all the pieces the Dwarfs need to still pull this one out. So by no means is this decided. We've got these Thunderers as well.
There's a lot, as you said, there's a lot of like Tomb Guard, etc. in the middle, just trying to grind down my Lord. I have a nice little formation here of the Trollhammer Torpedoes and the 2 units of Thunderers being in a sort of triangle. So they're like
blasting charge as well.
Yeah, they're just able to shoot. Essentially, whichever one's not currently being charged, it can shoot freely. So that's very advantageous position.
I feel like this is what we went to high school for. This is Pythagoras' theorem of skeleton shooting. This is absolute murder central. This is a kill box.
This is the trigonometry.
This is the geometry we need right now. This is everything. This triangle of death.
I thought I wasn't going to need that once I left maths in high school, but here we are.
Here it is. Stay in school, kids. Very important for saving the world from skeletons. But yeah, so some miners have come back. They got all their blasting charges off, which is huge. There's a big ball of skeletons this late in the game. to have a few volleys of blasting charges come down is absolutely insane value. Arkhan's actually seeing off this runesmith now on his own. He's trying to stop these thunderers. But as I said, every second that Arkhan spends not with the skeletons, that morale is plummeting. And the last thing Laurie can have right now is a crumble. So he needs Arkhan to be here, but it's this impossible situation where there's thunderers on each side, there's iron drakes, they're all getting shots off, and nothing can deal with them. He's got to commit everything to try and take down Belegar in the middle here. It's so rough, but there's still so many skeletons here. There's still more than 100 Tomb Guard. There's probably more than 150 Tomb Guard there is, as well as some other skeletons. This is not cheap chod skeleton central. This is elite units here that are trying to take down Gotrek and Belegar. And as we've seen so many times with this Dwarf army, they are having none of it. It's brutal.
That's it. It's Belegar doing his job, just like buffing the rest of my units in the middle, just grinding out the enemy, and also being a beast in combat as well, just slicing through everything. I've got my unit of Thunderers coming a bit closer now. They can either shoot into the back of the skeletons or shoot at Arkhan whenever he's in range.
Yeah, it looks like Arkhan's trying to see off those Thunderers. He might go to those torpedoes now, or he's going to stay in the middle. It's hard to say. The decision making is so tricky. Those Thunderers have again stopped routing, as I cannot imagine how frustrated Laurie is with this right now, with these Thunderers staying time after getting charged, just turning around again to shoot some more. These torpedoes again still firing. This ball of skeletons is getting smaller by the second. I'm absolutely fearful of seeing Gotrek and Belegar's kill count at the end of this game. These health bars are plummeting. We're down to just around 100 Tomb Guard now, but the number is going down. And yeah, Arkhan doing everything he can. He is not a fighty lord like the other two. He's a wizard, and all the Thunderer shots now just laying a volley down on him. That is brutal. It's so close though. Gotrek and Belegar are both low. It's not that the Tomb Guard haven't done anything. Both Dwarfs lords are so close to going down, but the volleys in behind from the Thunderers, the torpedoes going off. I don't know.
Honestly, the Dwarven heart is something that cannot be underestimated here.
Cannot be shot, apparently.
Belegar's lost so much, and this is his time for revenge against Laurie.
He's lost so much.
So as you see, Laurie's charging the Thunderers now. I don't even put them on skirmish mode. I just want them shooting even as he's coming in. Just any few more shots will get his health down. And they're not even terrible in combat either, so...
I know, so the wizard runs in.
That's it.
Okay.
And the longer he's over fighting the Thunderers, the lower the
Tomb Guard,
leadership are of the Tomb Guard.
Even some more Dwarf Warriors have showed up after rallying. So it's 7, 9, 6. Oh, we're down to like 25, 30 Tomb Guard. Absolute grid. The crumble is there. They're crumbling. They're all going. But Laurie's not giving up yet. He summoned another unit of skeleton warriors. What skeletons can't do, more skeletons can. Here come a fresh 150 skeletons to take on Belegar and Gotrek now. But
Gotrek's down to like 1,000 health. Belegar's down to 1,000 health as well. Arkhan just needs to be careful. He gets, I think he's...
Oh, he's done everything he can, but his health's good. There he goes, there goes Arkhan. That's going to be it. Nothing to do from there. That's going to be the game. Summon skeletons are going to crumble. And there we have it. First champion.
The dreaded name of Laurie has been scribbled out of the Book of Grudges. Oh, very happy with that.
As you should be. That was a close game.
Very close game. Well played by Laurie.
It's a shame. Laurie did fantastic. This is his first loss. He didn't go. Everyone else went to the underdog bracket at some point. He did not. He stayed a winner till the end. Until he didn't.
I have to say thank you to all the players in this tournament. It's been really fun to do and record the games. And thank you to yourself, Martin, for doing the commentary.
Absolutely, I've had a blast.
Yep. And I can now announce we will be doing a auto-generated tournament coming up next, where all the armies are completely generated by the computer, and it'll just be a good laugh seeing everyone try to deal with all these units and no idea how to use.
I think it's a great way of figuring out player skills in the micro of the battles themselves, as opposed to the overall strategy of the game. I think it's going to be very fun, and I think we might see some surprisingly different results than the first one as well. Keep us on our toes. I think some giants may fall, some underdogs may rise, and hopefully at the end of it all I will be standing, but we'll have to wait.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. There we go.
Okay. Well, we'll see you in the next tournament, guys. Thank you all for watching.
Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you. We had a blast doing this, and we'd love to see you in the next one. See you then, guys.
Goodbye.